What's going on, guys? This is Travesty here, and today I'm bringing you week 4 of the MGL. So we're 2-1, another solid win last week. It seems to be pretty hit and miss with this league, in Little Cup in particular. It's so volatile because things are just so offensive, and sometimes you just don't have switch-ins to a particular mon. So let's see how we go this week. We are facing none other than Darya. So we faced her before in the PPL. It came down to literally 1 HP on a Thunderous. 1 HP in a dream that week. So, and she's known for bringing some pretty cool techs. I've never seen someone get as much value out of Custat Berry without Endure as Darya has. So make sure you go check her out in the description. She's incredible. She's named all her Pokemon after WNBA players this season. Which I think is great, and her Bronzor in particular is named after Jade Melbourne of the Washington Mystics and of the Canberra Capitals, who are, in case you couldn't guess from my team name, my local WNBL team, and she's a hometown hero, so massively appreciate that. Yeah, make sure you go check out Darya. She does some cool content stuff, so check her out and see her side of the battle. And the team matchup is below me. She's got some spooky, scary setup threats in the Squirtle and the Numel. Numel gets simple, and so it gets simple growth and simple flame charge, trailblaze, etc., which means it doubles all of those stat boosts and can get out of hand very quickly. And Squirtle also gets Shell Smash, so that's really super fun to deal with. And then some other interesting offensive threats. Dealing is unironically terrifying into my team. Choice Scarf dealing with like Seed Bomb, Play Rough, and like Zen Headbutt just goes insanely hard into my team. So yeah, we're going to see if we can deal with what Darya decides to bring. Starting off with Baggy Brian. So there's never a reason not to run DD Scraggy, is what I'm learning. Every time I try and run Calcs or Bulk Up, it's like, oh, I still just die to things anyway. And I'm like, maybe I'll run Scarf Moxie, and it's like, oh, it doesn't quite hit hard enough with a Scarf, and then you want to be able to change up moves, and I'm like, fuck it, just go DD. We are DD Moxie this week, partly because of a tech that I'm bringing later on in the team, that means we might be able to get up an attack boost nice and early, and also because we can't really break through like a Fizz-Def Grimer, so if I can get a Moxie boost on something else that they sack and then get up to +2, then that really helps breaking through that thing. Pretty standard move coverage here. Knockoff is pretty damn good into her team, with High Jump Kick being the best, hardest hitting move I can run into the Impidimp. I doubt she's going to like pivot around an Impidimp into a Bramblin, but we never know. And then Zen Headbutt just being the hardest thing I can click to hit the Grimer, because with Sticky Hold, it ignores the knockoff boost, which is really annoying, so we'll just flinch it, because that's how that seems to happen with Scraggy. So yeah, just, you know, pretty standard. High Jump Kick's better than CC here because she does have a lot of priority, and we are running the Roselli Berry. So Resist Berries are pretty mid in Little Cup, because the Violite is generally better, but because it's a 4 times weakness, and like I said, there's the dealing with Play Rough, and then there's Impotent, which could very well be Scarf. We will be speed tying with a Scarfed Impotent. We are max speed Jolly. We can take a Dazzling Gleam with the Roselli Berry and should be able to Oko back with a High Jump Kick at +1 if it is that Scarf set, and then we get another Moxie boost. Go from there and see how we go. Then we have Hans the Blitzel running Terra Ground this week because it's pretty good neutral, well, super effective coverage, I should say, into lots of things, notably the Grimer, the Pichu, the Voltorb, etc. We have Flame Charge for the grass types. It won't Oko, but it will 2-hit KO both Dealing and Bramblin. Also means we can hit the Bronzor, and we're boosting our speed at the same time, which is really nice. Terra Blast Ground is then good into like Numel. Obviously electric coverage into Squirtle is fantastic, and Supercell just hits super hard into the Impotent. The other reason behind Terra Ground here is we are running Sap Zipper, and this means we become immune to grass type moves, and that lets us take like pretty much any hit from the dealing. We also should be able to take hits from like the Grimer reasonably well, and it gives us an immunity to that Voltorb, because that thing can just be scarfed and be scarfed faster than my whole team, so having a electric immunity is really handy. Speaking of electric immunities, we have Wooper making its debut. So we did actually make 2 trades. You might have noticed on our little team matchup thing, I did say my partner Izzy did draft this whole team, and it was actually under her request that we traded for these because she started playing Pokemon Shield, and she picked up Scorbunny as her starter and then found a Wooper and was like, this is the greatest Pokemon ever made, which is valid. Wooper's just amazing. So we ended up dropping Flabebe and Litleo to pick up Wooper and Scorbunny. So I'm a little bit sad because Litleo, I was actually really liking building with Litleo, but it is what it is. We have Unaware Wooper here. I'm pretty sure the leftover EVs don't do anything. Yeah. Fucking Little Cup. It's so weird with the EVs. I just put them into Showdown. I'm like, does this work? This works. So we are Unaware. This kind of help with the setup sweepers. We should be able to handle a special Numel or a Shell Smashing Squirtle. We can't handle a physical Numel, which is more what I'm expecting because I expect it to be running Trailblaze for this Wooper. But there was no way, even if I ran Max Fizdef, we just died to 2 Trailblazers anyway. We could Oko back with like Liquidation, but it just didn't feel worth it. Because we can't really switch in safely. I think we died to like an EQ plus Trailblaze or like a growth into Trailblaze, etc. So instead, we're just preserving this thing primarily for the Squirtle and for just kind of general utility into her team, with Yawn to try and phase out those annoying setup mons, Recover to keep ourselves healthy, Earthquake is just good stab, hits the Numel reasonably hard, hits Grimer pretty hard, which is nice, and then Spikes just to get up. Spikes are really good into Darya's team, better than Rocks by far, because Rocks don't really do much. Like, I don't think there's anything other than the Tarantula that gets hit super effectively by Rocks, and if that thing's coming, it's probably just going to be a lead. So yeah, this is just what Wooper is going to do. Going to see if I can make it work or not. Then we have Skywell. This is actually one of the sets that I'm most keen about. We're bringing the Flame Orb, Flare Boost Drifloon with Tailwind. So this is why I'm running Moxie on the Scraggy, is if we get a Tailwind up, Drifloon can't really sweep here. It doesn't quite hit hard enough into a lot of things, but it can do quite a lot of damage with Flare Boost Flame Orb. And then if we get the Tailwind up, we put a lot of pressure on her team, and suddenly our whole team is running at +2 speed. Something is likely to come in and revenge us, and then we can get into Scraggy and just start firing off moves and not worry too much about getting set up, and we'll get set up implicitly from that with the Moxie, and hopefully be able to break through enough things to open up for some of our other things to clean up is kind of the plan here. As much of a plan as I have for these games. We are running enough speed to outspeed Scarf, Voltorb under Tailwind, and then we've got Trick because that Impotent could be running Sucker Punch. Obviously there's also like Shadow Sneak on Grimer, Shadow Sneak on the Bramblin that we have to worry about, but if we can trick something a Flame Orb, we have a fantastic time, honestly, and we can potentially then take like an Eevee Light or a Choice Scarf or something else that'd be really handy, but if we can catch something out like that Impotent with a Sucker Punch and then burn it with the Trick Flame Orb, that'd be sick. Shadow Ball is just really good stab into everything. The only thing that resists it is the Impotent, which Air Cutter will 2-hit KO. I thought this thing got Air Slash, but it only gets Air Cutter, which is really annoying for 2 reasons. Because Bramblin with Wind Rider is immune to Air Cutter, but is not immune to Air Slash, because why not? But also, obviously, Air Slash is just stronger. So we are running Air Cutter as our best other move to hit kind of broadly everything. Her only resists are the Bronzor and then the 2 electric types, which all drop to a Shadow Ball, or at least take a ton from a Shadow Ball. So this is kind of fun, see if we can make it work. Then we have another fun set, which is my fully specially offensive Mirror Herb Tentacool. So we are speed tying with Bramblin and Pichu with this speed investment. But again, if we get to +2 speed, like under Tailwind or with the Mirror Herb, we'll be outspeeding everything. Rapid Spin also means we can get to +1 pretty easily and outspeed everything except Voltorb. And then Giga Drain, Hydro Pump, Sludge Bomb. Giga Drain hits the Squirtle as hard as we can. Hydro Pump is just our strongest stab move into pretty much everything. Sludge Bomb for those grass types. This does enough to a Bramblin at +2. But how are we going to get to +2? Well, this is basically, if I feel like taking a balls to the wall risk, I switch this in on either Squirtle. Actually, I probably switch this in on Squirtle every time. If it does Shell Smash up, then we're golden. We can start being really mean into everything and we just start sweeping. But also the numeral. So if we switch this thing in instead of the Whooper on numeral, and she goes for growth, then we can get our +2 attack and special attack that way. And she goes for Trailblaze, like I'd be expecting her to maybe go for into the Whooper. Then we just get our +2 speed and we do force that thing out with our water coverage. And we should still be able to 2-hit KO most things after that point, or at least do a good chunk of damage. Then we have Scorbunny, nicknamed Mon Coeur, which is, I know, super fucking sappy, but my girlfriend likes it when I speak French. And so we started calling ourselves this as like a pet name, and this was her starter, and she asked me to get it, and so that's what it's going to be called. Don't fucking at me. We have Choice Scarf Scorbunny, because I didn't really know what else to bring, I'm going to be honest, and I was just like, I'm just going to bring bog standard offensive Choice Scarf Scorbunny. It doesn't get Pyro Ball or Court Change or a lot of the other useful moves that Cinderace gets, but I promise you I will find a way to run like some random. I already had some creative ideas, I just couldn't quite make them work on this team. I was like, actually, I need a Scarfer. I've gone a little bit too memey with some things, so I'm just going to bring really standard Scarf Scorbunny. Flare Blitz is pretty good. Sucker Punch is useful into the Squirtle. U-turn for initiative. If we get against those grass types, we can, they're not going to want to stand on a Flare Blitz, so we can just U-turn out. And we should outspeed everything except for dealing. We speed tie and obviously the Voltorb. But I think Voltorb has an ass matchup here. Obviously, we played Frito has Hisuian Voltorb, which is like the significantly upgraded version. They didn't bring that because we have Fungus and Blitzel. And then we've added a Whooper, which is another electric immunity. So I just don't see Voltorb being that useful here. But she could bring like Screens, Explosions. So you never know. Either way, I don't know why I was ranting about that. This thing should be the fastest thing on the field. We should speed tie a Choice Scarf dealing as well, which I said I think is pretty likely and is a massive threat. And then we should be able to OHKO it with Flare Blitz. So yeah, Scorbunny is going to do what Scorbunny is going to do. The only other cool tech is, I'm pretty sure Blitzel, we're running 9 IVs in HP to get it down to 19. So we only take 1 damage from Life Orb Recoil, which is Neato Burrito. So yeah, that's going to be the team. We'll be cutting to the battle against Darya right now. Okay, we're here for the battle against Darya. So things to note, there is no Squirtle, which is interesting, but maybe valid, I guess, between Fungus, Blitzel, etc. She didn't think it had a great matchup. And there is the Tarantula instead, so we might get Hazard stacked here, but we do have Spin, which is nice. I think I'm just going to lead with the Scorbunny, and we'll go from there. Everything else kind of as expected. It is Terra Dark on the Tarantula as well. Oh, and she got Numble in the trainer card. That's sweet. Alright, good luck, have fun. This is Fee. That's the Numble. Off rip. Do I want to hard call out that? I mean, if I change into a fighting type, I don't think you kill me. Fire Blast is a chance. My options here are to just click High Jump Kick for damage. She does have a Bramblin. I think I'm going to U-turn. You shouldn't go for a ground move because you know I'll outspeed. And I have a Whooper right there. Yeah, she stays in. Let's calc this. Alright, that's looking not a Violite. I could go U for the Sap Sipper. Or U for... I'm going to go into Tentacle. See if we can proc the funny haha tech. I don't think you're going for a ground move. Just rocks. Okay. That's fine. You absolutely die to a Hydro Pump. There is a Bramblin. This one knockoff would have been nice, or flip turn for the momentum. But we should two-shot Bramblin. The question is, do I predict this thing to stay? There's no way you're staying in, right? You're switching. I'm gonna go for Slip Bomb. Cool. Page is indeed the Bramblin. Okay, so that is also not a Violite. Cool. It means it could be Scarfed and we will speed tie this thing. I don't have a switch into like a Poltergeist. Is the thing. She can't Strength Zap. So yeah, Poltergeist or Power Whip would just kill me here. Poltergeist will kill you. Power Whip will kill you. I think you have to go for Poltergeist. Do you? This is hard. This is 50-50. I don't really want to take damage on Scraggy. I'm gonna go Wooper. Because it's the least useful, because there's no thingamajig. And Scout. Cool, well we dodge. And then, do you take a Power Whip after the hazards? You will. You don't like it, but you will, and then you'll outspeed. Now I can just click U-turn. Maybe should have gone Blitzel. Blitzel would have been fire here. If she's locked. We do get predicted. So she's not choiced. So that's good to know. Here's Life Orb. Okay. That means we can just go into you and Flame Charge up, I believe. Bramblin. KOs. Score Bunny. I could have just risked the speed tie with the tentacle, but I thought it might be Scarfed. If we got the poison, it would have been just so chill, but yeah, I think I got a max roll, so I'm not really going to complain about that one. Losing Score Bunny was stupid. I shouldn't have done that. Because now if she has a Scarfer, I'm fucked. This is what we get for running fire rather than just running like flip turn knockoff thingamajig. Cool, so we're now at +1 speed. So, dies 2 Blitzel. So, interesting to see what she brings out here. She knows I'm Terra Ground, so it probably has to be the dealing, right? Spider. Alright, if you go for first impression, it's doing a lot. Jesus Christ. And you are Terra Dark. Yeah, Lifeform first impression fucking kills me. Jesus Christ. Who allowed this one? Rocks being up is bad times. Can Tentacle take one? Yeah, it can. And then we can get our spin off. Blitzle's still handy here. Like, it kind of wins if we get rid of this, so I'm gonna do that. Just lead rocks, man. Good shit. Here's the Terror. So you now fucking die to Scraggy, so that's nice. But we do want to get rid of their first impression if we can. Jesus Christ! Is that banded? I think that's fucking banded. Because we didn't see Life Orb recoil. And I don't think it could be anything else. Unless it's just a max roll. I mean, I am gonna spin here. Sucker Punch, so it's not banded. Damn. What is this thing on? The calcs in this fucking thing make no sense. Alright. I think I'm just gonna go Wooper and get up a spike. Even the scale slightly. Yeah, my other option is U and DD. But I'm just... I did so much. How did that do so much? Do you get some ability I'm not aware of? What the fuck? Oh, Stakeout. Stakeout. I did not think about Stakeout because I switched. There we go. Okay, that makes sense. I'm gonna get up a spike. Okay. Well, we misplayed that one horrifically, and now rocks are up to stay, which is really bad. Knockoff. This thing is a problem. I'm gonna go for Yawn, because I think you probably switch here into dealing. Yeah. There's the dealing. And I'm gonna go into my Sky Whale here. I don't know if this is a good play or not, but it's a play I feel like making, so... I should be able to take a hit from a dealing. And if she stays in to kill this... Yeah, so she switches, so we get our Flame Orb procced for free. She goes back into the spider. Takes the spikes. So we fucking die to a Sucker Punch. Absolutely we die to a Sucker Punch, but we take nothing from first impression. So what I'm gonna do here is... Air Cutter should kill. Unless you're a Violite. I'm just going to trick. You probably just get knocked off. Okay. What do you go into? Show me like Grimer. Perfect. Fucking perfect. So do we get an Violite? Nice. This is so dumb. What is this tier, man? Okay. So Shadow Ball should be doing a heck of a lot now. And we should be able to take a Shadow Sneak. And I don't really want to switch. Is there any reason to Tailwind? Not really. Like, kinda. But I think I get my damage. This is modest flare boosted. That does nothing. That's Spadef. Oh, it's Wrath. Why are you Wrath? Oh. Okay. I still did more than half though. So I'm gonna Tailwind here. Oh, it's Sleep Talk. So Rest Talk, T-Punch. It's gonna Shadow Ball. You can't safely go dealing now, at least. Get the Spadef drop, but it doesn't matter, we were two-shotting anyway. So you probably don't have Sneak then? Yeah. Cool. That's fine. So what I want to go into, I think I go into you. So Zen Headbutt will kill. You've got Poison Jab and Thunder Punch. How many times of Tailwind do we have? We have 2. If I get to +1, do I Oko? Yeah. How much we take from a fucking first impression? Probably a lot. That freaking bug, man. Yeah, it does over half, so I can't really risk the poison jab here, so I'm just gonna Zen Headbutt. She switches. Don't show me. Don't go into bug. Okay. That's also not great. Yeah, if I just set up there, we're in a good spot, but I thought she'd take her damage to try and stop me from setting up. Do I lose? I think I've lost. If you're not a Violite, there's a chance this just kills, but if you are a Violite, there's no shot. At least 2-co. Yeah, we 2-co. I'm just gonna go for it. That looked like a roll. I'm so sorry, Darya. That's horse shit. Like, I didn't get the roll, but you also did not get the hit. I mean, I am the thing. the berry. So I would have taken it, I think. Like adamant? Man, I should have just set up. Oh, we maybe don't take it. Actually, I'm an idiot. Yeah, I have nothing for this. Just gonna knock. In case she's not max speed. Okay. She's not scarfed. Do we see an item? Mirror herb. Ah, okay, so that's why she was going into that. That's fire. Shoutouts to double mirror herb. So in comes the dealing now, I assume. Unless it's not running play rough. That miss sucks. That miss is actually horrendous. Alright, we are at +1. Yeah, in comes the dealing. So what are you at? You're at like 80. Let's see, Grimer was a Violet. You were Mirror Herb. This thing could be Eviolite, but I feel like it's more likely to be Nummel with how she's played it. In which case, this thing would be Scarfed and Knockoff should just kill. Right? So I don't want to risk the miss. Oh, you're going for the flinch. Yeah. That's fair, but I hate you for it. Oh, you're not even scarfed. So if I got to +1 there, I guess that's why she had the Mirror Herb. I think we have to go you and risk the... No, because we just die. Yeah, we just lose. To Tarantula. I mean, Altera. Yeah, Hundo P lose to the spider here. What are you going into? Let me two-shot you. But we just put ourselves in range of first impression. So there's that. Do I have any reason not to flame charge again? We know your full moveset. So I think we just die. Yeah. We absolutely die. And there's no way Wooper can clutch this out, is there? Not against dealing. So I think that's GG. I'm just trying to think if there's any way. I think we have to just stay in and die to first impression. Yeah, did not prep for it at all. If I just had Protect over Quick Attack, man, we would have been in there. Although then, you know, Sucker Punch still does kills. So, GG's to Darya. It is what it is. I don't know why I did that voice. Don't fucking at me. I mean, I don't even know if we kill with EQ. I'll click recover. I think it's my best play for differential. It doesn't matter anyway. I think the crit mattered, but like, who cares? I lost anyway. I was just trying to get differential there, so yeah. GG's to Darya. Fucking spider, bro. What was that shit? Cool. That's going to be it for me. I'll see you guys in our battle next week.